Alright, so our first video, this is RC Kicks, stands for Restoration Customization Kicks, and I'm bringing you today a Air Jordan 4 restoration video. So I've already got done with one shoe, and I thought I'd bring you a video on how I did it. So I'll show you a before and after right now. So here's the before. I've already done a little bit of this toe box right here and just up on the sides, but as you can see, this shoe is in bad condition. I mean, this is coming off. These are breaking. Tongue is completely painted. The outsole, it's just, it was an attempt at a Dirty Bread 4 custom on a pair of Blackmon 4s, and I got these from my Connect, and his guy just thought he could make a custom with some spray paint. That's not the right way to do it. So I'm going to show you how I went from this to this. So I brought it back to life, basically. I mean, I didn't really do the bottom because that'll just come off with wear anyway. But, you know, still a little bit of toe box creasing, and this tongue could be a little bit whiter. But I think that this one's better, and as you can see, Spike Lee making it the Blackmon 4, not the Fire Red 4. So let's get started. First of all, what I did is with that one I started cleaning up the midsole, but on this one I'm going to show you how to do the outsole. So the materials you're going to need for this outsole is, all my materials either come from Angelus or just the dollar store. So for this one, for the outsole, what you're going to need is cotton balls. I just have this old cotton ball box. You're going to need acetone. I just have nail polish remover. And I use a wire brush. So I'll show you what I do. Just take my cotton ball, nail polish remover, and just get a little bit on the cotton ball. I take it and I just kind of lightly wipe over the spot that I'm going to start on. You can see I'm just wiping it over. I take this wire brush and I just scrub on that spot. What the point of putting the acetone on before you scrub it is that it will just kind of loosen up the paint first. So you just keep going. You scrub it, acetone it, scrub it, acetone it, scrub it. And as you can see, I mean, I'm already making pretty good progress right on here. And, I mean, your first time just getting the paint off, it's not going to be super clean. It's still going to be a little bit dirty. I mean, you're going to have to take either multiple times of just acetoning and acetoning, or just a couple times of just, scrubbing it, cleaning your wire brush, scrubbing it again. So, I mean, this is probably one of the most time-consuming parts of the customization. But in this video, I'm just gonna quickly, try and make it as quick as possible. Quickly show you how to go from this to the final product. So, I mean, that's basically how I did the outsole. Now, for the upper, getting this paint off, I'm gonna clip this little string right here real quick. But for the upper, I mean, some acetone, some nail polish remover isn't as strong as others. In this spray paint, it doesn't really like to come off. It wants to stay. So, I mean, this nail polish remover I have does an okay job at getting it off. It takes a lot of work from this nail polish remover. So what I like to use more for this upper is, most of my products, like I said, are from Angelus. I like to use their leather preparer and deglazer. This stuff is like acetone on crack. You'll see in a second, it takes the paint right off. So I'll show you in this spot. Just wipe it a couple times. Look at that. I mean, that much just came right off. So I mean, this prepare and deglazer, I think it's the way to go for an upper that's this ruined. But if you want to use nail polish remover, like I said, it'll work. Just make sure you get nail polish remover with acetone in it, or you could just use 100% acetone, but that is a little bit more expensive than just buying some nail polish remover or just acetone. So like, this is the nail polish remover on this one right now, and see, it takes a lot more work, but sometimes it's a cleaner job. That deglazer, it'll run. So that's how you do the upper, this leather. So as you're working on that, you can, I mean, on this toe box, you can tell, like, without that light on, that it's not completely white. It's still got this almost off gray to it, or just kind of nasty white. So we're gonna have to work on that in a couple minutes. But next is this mesh. Now on a Blackman 4, the inside of the mesh should be black, but this top layer, it should be white. So what we do here is the same as the upper, and I mean, you can do it with this wire brush, but you may damage it a little bit. So what I like to do is nail polish remover, acetone, glazer. Just take it, and you just lightly rub on top, and it'll start to take the paint off. This is just, it's a more tedious process because this mesh, I mean, you gotta put your hand in there and, you know, kind of just pop up the spots that you're taking the paint off of this mesh. But in time, it'll start to come out. You just gotta be, for any customization or restoration, you just gotta be patient. So you just go like that, and it'll start to whiten up the mesh. And I mean, like any other thing, one little swipe isn't gonna take it off, and you gotta go at it for a couple minutes and then stop, and then go at it again with a new cotton ball with some more acetone on it, and it'll start to whiten up. Like this on this shoe, it's still kind of off-white, kind of like an eggshell color, but overall, from a distance, it looks fine. Now, prepping the shoe, what I did before is all I did was I took some Nike Elite socks, some long socks, and I just stuffed the toe box. You know, you just want to ball them up and put them in so that it doesn't have, like, you take the creases out. It won't permanently keep them out, but it's just easier to work with that area if it's like that. So that's what I do for that. And then up here with this outsole, I mean, same thing, you know. You take your acetone cotton ball and then you go at it with your wire brush. That one didn't have much on it, but that's how you do that. And then, so for these, you know, like the wings or the lace holders, he painted these black too, which they're supposed to be red. So you take your cotton ball. I like to use the deglazer for this one because it's like a little bit more tedious. And you just rub it on there. You try and get all the spots, but I'm gonna come back at it with a Q-tip. I like using Q-tips with this too. So what I do with this Q-tip is, just take it, dip it in the acetone, and like get the inside parts of here. Just stick it in the hole. Twirl it around, and it'll get the paint out. I mean, you gotta work at it for a little while, but the paint will start to come out of there. Getting the paint off the front and the back. Now, you gotta be careful sticking it completely in like I just did. I took the cotton completely off the top, but you get how to do that too. Then with this midsole, this Blackman 4 is from 06. Yeah, 06. And it's been through a lot. So this midsole, I don't really, on the other one, I couldn't acetone it, or it would just, the acetone just ate away the midsole trying to strip this paint. So in this one, I'm gonna try it out first, just up on the bubble up here. It's working pretty well on this, but you want to be careful, and you don't want to press too hard on the midsole, or I mean even on the leather, on anything you're using acetone with, because it'll actually start to sink in, and it'll eat away at the other parts of it. So as you can see, I'm getting the black paint off of this one, and it's coming off pretty nice. But one of my all favorite tools, for any customization restoration, is the X-Acto knife. It'll get, I mean, I'm not gonna go out and scratch the entire midsole up just to get the paint off, but for these little like indents in here, just take it, get a Q-tip, cotton swab, whatever you want to call it, dip it in your acetone, rub it in the little crack, just to lightly get some acetone in there. Take this and just rub it in there, and I mean, it's gonna take it gets the paint out. And I mean, it works the same with the midsole too. If you've got paint right on the midsole and you hit it with acetone and you just rub away with this paint's coming off. Now, being that he used spray paint, that's why the nail polish remover isn't working as well on this leather. If you're just trying to get normal leather paint or acrylic off, then 90% any acetone, any nail polish remover, it'll get it off. But being that this was spray paint, it just works a little bit differently. So you can see, I mean, this looks pretty nice. I mean, and then we'll have to go out and repaint it. But you just keep working at any excess paint you got on there, and it'll start to go away. Now on the other one, I had to re-glue this air bubble. It doesn't seem like I have to on this one. The other one, it was coming off, which that's not good. I'll hopefully get a video up of re-gluing that to show you how to re-glue. But so I just successfully got all the paint off of this bubble right here, which is good. It's nice. not too bad. Now I'll always just take a acetone ball or a cotton ball with some acetone on it and just wipe it off to get any excess just dust particles on there or any kind of dirt or grime that's just left before you paint it. So now up to this tongue. For this part, you're not going to be able to get it completely white just using acetone. You're going to have to paint it, or you could get some dye. But you get your cotton ball and you just kind of acetone and you just rub out, and the paint will start to come off a little bit, but it takes some elbow grease to get this tongue clean. I mean, even on the finished product of this one, it's still kind of an off-white eggshell grayish color. The Jumpman isn't perfect, but I mean, you just keep going at it, and it'll take a lot of materials too. It'll take a lot of cotton balls and a good amount of acetone. This entire job, just for one shoe, took me 2 bottles of nail polish remover. I mean, this spray paint was stubborn, but as you just keep rubbing it on there, this middle part that I've been working it on is, I mean, that's a lot of paint I just took off. This middle part right here has been, it's whitening up, and the Jumpman's turning red, and so right here, see, it's starting to look better. I mean, I keep working on that. It'll look like that one over there. It's not going to be 100% perfect. Now, over on this bottom part, like I said on the other one, what I did, I didn't do the whole thing. I just kind of did a little bit on the side. So, you know, I just quickly acetoned this. And then I just, for this, I think I scratched the paint off of the outsole on the bottom. I just took, I need a little bit more acetone on that, but I just took my X-Acto knife, and I just kind of, in the spot I acetoned, rubbed it lightly, and it took all that junky black and red spray paint right off of here. See, spray paint starts here, clean parts right here. So I just went around the side so nobody sees it while I'm walking, and they can, I mean, nobody really sees the bottom as you're walking, unless you bring your foot up and show someone, which these are more gonna be beaters anyway, so it doesn't matter. So then on the wings, it's the same process. You know, you take acetone cotton ball and you just wipe it down, which it does. These wings do take a little bit more force and just with your scrubbing to get it off, but they start to come out, and you want to be careful not to press too hard, like I said, for the midsole, because it'll eat the plastic on the wing also. So you just want to hit it lightly with some acetone, scrub it just lightly, and then for this back tab, it's the same process, you know, acetone cotton ball. You hit up any spot with paint on it. You go at it. Now, like I said, this back tab is tore, and he attempted to glue it back on with Gorilla Glue, I believe, which that stuff expands. So I've already gone out and I've taken most of it off from the inside, and I have a little bit more to do right here, but it's gonna come off if you just put a little bit of elbow grease and some acetone on it. So I just hit that glue with the acetone, come out with my X-Acto knife, hit it a little bit, and it'll come off, but you want to be careful not to damage anything else. So, I mean, the Jumpman, he's clearing up, no paint on him anymore. Paint off the back tab over here. But once you're ready to go at the rest of this back tab, I mean, first of all, you're going to want all of the Gorilla Glue off, or whatever glue. And if it's not been attempted to be fixed before, then you just follow the next couple steps that I'm about to show you. So what you do is you take, it doesn't really matter what kind of glue you use. I mean, you could use, my favorite for a back tab is, or the wings, is Loctite, and it's a gel super glue. When it dries, it's more or less, it dries a plastic, so it's almost like rubber cement, but it's in a super glue tube. Another good one to use, which is what I use for my midsole rig glues, is Shoe Goo. I mean, it expands a little bit, but this one's nice. And then just some generic, Scott super glue, that'll be nice. I mean, pick it up at $1 from Target or something. So that's basically how you get it. So I'm gonna show you on this other one. You just take it and you get your super glue, and you would peel the back tab back so it is like this, right? And you just when you look, you can see the line, which the line for mine is right here, where there's a color variation for where the glue used to be when it was originally made. So you just want to lightly coat that with glue. Put your glue on there, and you lightly coat that, and you hold it there. If you're using this Loctite, it dries in about 30 seconds, so you hold it there, blow on it, and then to make it look nice and clean in the front, you just come up and you hit it a little bit, but you smooth it out right here, and then you hit it on the sides, make sure it looks nice, and then after you just let it dry. I'd say hold it 3 or 4 minutes, and you should be good. Any more than that, you're going to be fine, but any less than that, it's not going to be completely dry. And then you just, if you need to, then you can take your black paint, and then you can just kind of paint over it a little bit to just kind of make it look a little bit more presentable. So that's basically for the preparation part, for the finish. Now, this next part is going to be, getting you closer to the end of the restoration. So, like I said, I use Angelus. I use their premium horsehair brushes also. So I'm first going to show you how to make this white up here look nice. I'm going to show you on one spot up here, and then I'm going to show you how to paint a midsole. I mean, there's probably other videos on it, but I mean, there are other videos, but this is just the way I do it. So first, I'm going to take my white acrylic Angelus leather paint. First, shake it up. So you just put a little good amount on your brush. And I'm going to show you for this front part right here. So this front part right here, you just hit it and you want to work it in. You don't want to just glob it in one place. And you're going to have to do 7 to 8 coats to get an even nice look like that shoe at the beginning. The other one, but you know, I'm just showing you on this front part. So, and then you want to let it sit if you're doing a midsole for 15 minutes. I'll show you how to do midsole, but with this one, you're gonna let it sit for about 10 minutes because you want to get the coats on before they're completely dry so that they all stick together. So just for the sake of time, I'm just going to show you. And I mean, you just keep hitting it with coats, and the white will buff out, which is good. So I mean, you can already see the difference. I mean, painted, non-painted, and this looks in the end it'll look factory. Not 100%, but the paint will look factory if you do it correctly. So you want to put enough coats on that you don't see the brush strokes anymore, which is, like I said, you know, 5 to 7, 7 to 8 for this leather. For the midsole on these is black, so I have my Angelus black leather acrylic paint. So I take it here, and for this bubble here, you just like before, you want to put really light, thin coats on so to improve how it sticks and everything. So you just want to hit it. And don't just glob it in one place. And if you accidentally do, you just want to move that paint away. So, I mean, I've been doing this for a while, so I don't use tape. But if you think you're going to get it on the upper, then I would suggest using tape. I still have some tape left over. I mean, blue Scotch painter's tape, it works pretty nice, but you know, right before I finished using tape, I started using frog tape, and this stuff is amazing. I mean, it'll keep paint away, well, from getting on any spot that you don't want it to, as long as you apply it correctly. So with this, you just keep hitting it. Don't glob it in one place. Nice light, non-huge brush strokes. Keep it light coats. And I mean, you can do this part with an airbrush, and you can do the white part with an airbrush, but I'm just using paintbrushes. I think using paintbrushes for this, and see, this looks a lot better than that. So, I mean, this is one coat, and it already looks a lot better than it did before. So, thanks for watching my video. Rate, subscribe, and hit us up on Instagram, RC, capital RC, _ kicks with a Z instead of an S. Thanks, bye.